Hurricanes can ruin your life. Fortifying your house is always a good idea. So you have attached window protection. Now what? In this video, we will harden this house by installing straps at the point where the roof rafters meet the walls. First, check to see if you already have hurricane straps installed by removing the vent and viewing the intersection of the rafters and the walls. Usually, these houses have a trim where the walls meet the soffit. Remove this if you have one. Next, remove the soffit nearest the wall. We will install these Simpson's 2.5 hurricane straps. The strength of these straps is in the stretching of the metal and how it is fastened to the wood. If it's easier to install from the inside, do it. Notice the strap flanges are opposite of each other. If they are in the same direction, splitting of the wood may result. These straps are nailed with 8Ds by 1.5 inches and a single 2x, and also in the top plate. This results in an upload of 480 pounds. However, for greater protection, 8Ds by 2.5 inches could be used for an upload of 600 pounds. But to use the 2.5-inch nails, the wood thickness also has to be 2.5 inches. We can achieve this by attaching 5/4 to the rafter, bringing the rafter to 2.5 inches. Also, there can be no voids or hollow areas under the strap. On this wall, we need to add blocking. We are using a 1x2 to fill this in. If the nail is close to the end of the wood, splitting may result, so pre-drilling is advised. Since most houses have sheeting on the outside of the walls, the 8D by 1.5 inch nails cannot be used. Instead, we use the 8Ds by 2.5 inch nails to achieve proper penetration. We also use the 8Ds by 2.5 inches in the rafter, with the added 5/4 to make the thickness 2.5 inches. In order to have the flange on opposite directions, you would need to slide the flange between the rafter and the blocking. The corners are different. On this rafter, damage has occurred at the end of the rafter. Some carpenter has repaired the tail by replacing part of the end and system-membering a 3/4 to it, giving it more strength. If we add another 3/4, then we'll have an equivalent to 2 2x, and we can use the ACP4 on this corner. The 10Ds are thicker nails, so we need to pre-drill to avoid splitting. We still use the 10Ds by 3 inch in the plate, but now on the rafter we need to use the 10Ds by 3 instead of the 10Ds by 1.5 inches. After we have finished with our hardening, we reinstall the soffit, trim and vent, and paint if needed. Here is a house built in the 1920s. To help protect this house, we will install Simpson's H10s, where the rafters meet the walls. In this era, the wood was thicker. We may need to chisel the rafters so that the H10s will slide on. If there is any voids, we fill them. In this case, this house has siding and bird mount, so we use a base trim to fill in the space. Since this trim is thin, we pre-drill our holes. We nail through the trim and the siding and into the top plate, so we use 8Ds by 2.5 inch nails. We use 8Ds by 1.5 inch nails in the rafters. With this done, we have an uplift protection of 900 pounds. Use the proper nails. Make sure all holes are filled. Do not make your own holes. Be sure the flanges are opposite of each other. Always hire a licensed and insured contractor and follow your local building codes. With a little work, your house can be hardened against wind damage.